The non-government people love me here. The government has turned their back. The in-court orders filed against me. Now, you're not going to believe this one. I have been declared a threat to all RCMP. I have been declared a threat by all local government agencies. I have been declared a threat by the local hospital. Are you kidding me? All I done was wanted a hospital bed, and I waited 7 years for it. Meanwhile, every government friend and family member got everything that they ever wanted, but the non-government gets nothing. It's like that in every single town, right across Canada, bar none. It's about the Lions Den and the Freemasons control every single town. All RCMP have to be Freemasons. And you're going to tell me this is a country, and we're going to let this old school, this very old school system that's been around for hundreds of years mock Canada. Canada, you're a joke. You sit back and you eat your popcorn and you watch your Canadian government censored TV channels. If not one newspaper in Canada is going to run the story of 3 underage teenage girls who were brutalized, thrown in a jail cell naked, some of them can't even remember what happened to them, and every part of their body was covered in bruises and scratches. How the hell can you justify that? And you're going to tell me that the cops never even got yelled at. They should have been thrown in jail. And instead, they're out there destroying every non-government kid and another. I've been kicked out of court 3 times. The first time, I had sunglasses on top of my head, up here. And I was told to take them off. And what happened was somebody else had asked me, did I know about Ian Bush, who was shot in the back of the head by an RCMP over a $50 drink in public. And next thing you know, I got this security guard, want to be a cop, who's actually getting promoted now to being a cop, attacked me in the courtroom. There was no judge in there, and we were just sitting there, and he kicked me out of the courtroom. I wasn't allowed back in the courtroom until the judge called me, and then the judge gave me the rudest, absolutely evilest look ever. And you know, I was mocked. I'm in a wheelchair, I'm in an electric wheelchair, I get kicked out of the courtroom. So the next time I come back to court, I drive up to the door of the courtroom, and there's a sign posted there with your name on it if you have a court date. I didn't think they were actually going to charge me, because I broke a door at social services with the front of my wheelchair. And I'm getting charged with that, and they want a restraining order against me because I'm in a wheelchair and I broke their door. Okay, so I go up and somebody starts coming towards the door. There's a glass window there. I can see the grin on his face, and it's another security for the courtroom. He slams the door open, smacks it into the front of my scooter, and breaks the front of my scooter. And when I said, man, you done that on purpose, he said, no, I didn't. I said, man, you were looking at me right through the window, and you shoved it with a big grin on your face. He said, no, I didn't. Don't come in this courtroom till I called you. So I was kicked out of the courtroom again. The third time, in front of the judge. The judge, I was leaving the courtroom, almost out of the courtroom, when the judge told the security guard to get me out of the building. Are you kidding me? The security guard jumped up, grabbed the back of my wheelchair, and shoved me, electric wheelchair, started shoving for all he was worth out of the court, down the hall, and calling me an idiot and everything else. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's your arrogance. This is all over breaking a door at social services with the front of my wheelchair because I wanted a hospital bed. I've been waiting 7 years. I thought you should all know about that one. That's recent. The RCMP tasered Kevin Gillard in the back of the head 3 times to the brain. That's murder. It's very simple. That was murder. Cops should never have got away with this. Okay, that was 2005 at a bar with his friends and family, and he got tasered to the back of the brain. 3 sets of taser marks in the autopsy. That's murder. Okay, those cops have to be. Walked up and threatened me. That would have been attempted murder.
Cop walked right up to me, got out of his truck, walked right over to me, called me a terrorist, and threatened to drag me over, throw me in his truck. Told me to shut my fucking mouth over and over, and just tore right into me while I'm having a stroke on the ground. I live in a wheelchair. The hospital took the wheelchair away from me, left me on the ground in the rain because they said we were afraid I was going to steal the wheelchair. This is after they screamed at me and chased me out of the hospital. I had no choice but to leave the hospital. There was no option. There was no doctor there, and I had a nurse that was saying just the horriblest things about me. The police showed up immediately when the hospital took the wheelchair away and started threatening me while I was on the ground, curled up in misery, having a stroke. That's attempted murder. That's attempted murder. I want that cop up on charges. I'll rip Canada in two. I got to. I want the cop up on charges. We're getting sick of this. Cops are constantly destroying people. If you always leave the bad apple in the barrel over 100 years, the whole apple orchard, everything is destroyed. The barrels, they all got to be burnt. Everything got to go and got to get replaced with non-government college kids. The cops done to me has left me totally afraid forever.
Here's my take on society and violence and poverty and why everybody's so bloody angry and where we're going to end up to eventually. In under a minute, I bet. We're going to end up where? We're going to end up with free education. That's right. Every country is. We're going to end up with free medical in every country. That's right. And we're going to end up with free dental. And what we're going to accomplish with that is we're going to get rid of the anger over generations. And we're going to have educated people to make informed decisions without losing their cool because they're educated. And everybody feels that they had the opportunity to, and they wasted it. It wasn't denied them. Right? So if you grew up with free medical, free dental, and free education, there wouldn't be half the road rage, there wouldn't be half the violence, there wouldn't be much violence at all. In fact, the reason for the violence and poverty and the corruption is because of ignorance and no education and no access to education and medical and dental. Even you can imagine how people feel with toothaches and somebody's asked them a simple question, they're in all kinds of misery, and then that's our relationship that is destroyed. Something so stupid, so simple. We will go there, we will end up there. We should find a direction right now, shouldn't we? Start preparing for every country to get free education, free medical, and free dental, instead of just the government and their friends and families getting it. We got to look past the walls in each country that divide the government from non-government, because we will end up there one day. And everybody needs the same opportunity and same hopes. Everybody has the same dreams. Whether you're poor, miserable, or wealthy, you all have the same emotions and feelings for your loved ones. So I think everybody deserves, trust me, we all deserve it, the very simplest things in life: free education, free medical, and free dental. And that's where we're going to end up. So let's head there. As a group, let's take YouTube for the first time ever and turn every country on its head into the right direction where we're supposed to be headed. Take care.